Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Scaven Dan and this is my YouTube channel. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over the nuts, which are quite in depth. It's not actually as small as I expected it to be. It was like 1.8 gig, I believe, the download, and then it patched like 600 megabytes of files. So it's quite a large patch, realistically speaking. There's a lot of changes to unpack in here as well. So I guess we best get started, or this is going to be a very, very long video. So it's been about a month since the last patch. Yep. Okay, so let's get started. Changes to the settlements and garrison strategic battles. So they've basically made it so that if you have no walls, there is no settlement battle anymore. It's an open field battle. I don't know how I feel about that. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I guess it's a bit of an plaster fix rather than fixing the problem with siege battles being repetitive and, kind of dull. They just removed them from the equation as much. It's going to be interesting. If the AI decides to build loads of defensive buildings now, it's going to basically have no effect, because if you build the defensive building at tier 2, you should still get a settlement garrison layout. But that's also going to make it kind of complicated, because that's going to mean that if you don't do that, you're going to have a lot less troops to defend your cities with, and that in turn is going to be kind of an issue. If you can only hold on with a dozen or so troops, you're going to have a bit of a problem against full stacks. So in theory, it's going to come in swings and roundabouts. Yeah, you missed this. You've missed nothing. Basically, just being on this first bullet point at the minute, saying that basically they've changed garrisons. There's no longer a garrison building siege defense automatically. It's you have to build the defensive tower to be able to get anything. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I had no idea there was even an update. It's 2 gigs, man. How can you miss it? Restart Steam. So they've added additional flavors from settlement garrisons. So Carrick 8 Black Pyramid, Skaven Blight, allowed them to use additional units, with them being capitals. It says and more. I assume this is going to include the Empire capital, because the Empire capital is in a really bad spot right now. So hopefully they spruce that up, because they can't currently build the defensive garrison building in the Empire. So we'll see. Tweaks to the victory objective, several legendary lords, cool. Gameplay mode split option between ranked and multiplayer to let you have a different multiplayer experience. That is a good idea. Adjustments to AI aggression, strategy, and overall game difficulty. That's going to be interesting. We'll see how that works, I suppose. Plus, monsters are invading the old world in the form of regiments of renown. Okay, so the regiments of renown this time around are all monsters. I mean, I kind of feel like they should just give us one regiment of renown pack rather than giving us the monsters for each faction. Just give us one every update. But like, this drip feeding is kind of dull at this point, shall we say? Lots of exciting stuff for 2023. I really hope that workshop thing, it does let you configure campaigns the way you want. Siege campaign is exactly why I wanted. There's too many siege battles. Alright, I agree with you to a point, but the problem is not that the siege battles, in my opinion. It's that those siege battles, like the way you fight them, is just So we'll see, but there could be information later on in this. Like, we've only just started. Let's not be too premature. So basically, these are going to be the regiments of renown you're going to get. So it's a bunch of greater demons. What looks like a nice bear that's been possessed by Tzinch. Stonehorn, I'm guessing. And a warp stone powered sentinel. It looks kind of cool, not going to lie. Abilities redirecting auras. Enemy units within range of aura will have their projectiles redirected back at themselves. Wasn't that what it did before? What was it supposed to do? Stat adjustment, increased missile resistance. Okay. Jadestone. Ah, okay. Okay. So these are all abilities for these specific people. So he gains damage resistance when near large enemy targets. So he's a bit of an anti-large target fighter, I guess. Ability for the warp spinner bound version creates an area that damages nearby enemies over time. Defile Deluge active. Uncle Funny heals himself by damaging enemies around him. That's pretty standard, I think, for Nurgle. I think we can skip this bit. This is massive. We need to. They all sound like they'll be good. So Skaven Engram Crisis. This is the good stuff. So it's not really going to tell us anything except from there is one. That's fine, I guess. Fix an end-turn crash. That's fine. Gameplay. Yeah, even more crises for the world. When we do that mod now, Ark, it's going to be even more chaotic. Oh, and there's a nice Tomb King fix in this, I realise as well. But will not rush ahead. How they play has been rewritten to be more core game coverage. Yeah, I think they were lacking some information in that. Removed a number of starting wars between factions. Okay, interesting. Updated reinforcement locations within various settlements. Yeah, when like enemies come in inside your settlement, that's not cool, and that was still happening in some. Effects that increase healing cap no longer 100 times stronger than intended. Yay, vampires will not be insta-broken anymore. Settlement and employed towers have had their damage reduced. Ah. Is that for all factions then? I don't know how I feel about that. If that affects the demons as well, that's going to be interesting. When colonizing ruins, you now take a temporary vigor penalty instead of mass loss of manpower. Yeah, I guess, but that's not going to slow you down from expanding, I suppose. Fix some quest items that provided magical attacks despite legendary lords having magical attacks by default. Fixed an issue where Sword of Cain didn't correctly transfer if the owner died. Vassalization issue. Auto-resolve change. Quick save. Remove the cap for income provided by vassals. Oh, there was a cap. Endgame ultimate victory objectives now support vassalizing factions. Yeah, it should have anyway. Endgame scenarios now trigger reset. The free upkeep effect on endgame scenario armies is now visible to all. So they cost no upkeep? Oh, I always thought they did, because the way that the army used them was kind of interesting. I always hated losing half my army for taking ruins. I mean, yeah, but it makes sense that it would cost you people to colonize. Like, people have got to stay there and actually inhabit the city. It wasn't a silly thing. I guess they could have just had you, choose a couple of units to sacrifice or something, but if you're just going to take a fatigue loss, it's only going to be a problem if you're near the enemy, I suppose. Mounted Marauder variants will no longer fire autonomously in melee. So these guys are no longer able to snipe while in combat. That's good. Allied recruitment will now provide access to all units offered by the requisite DLC if owned. Cool. Added an increase in trade-focused benefits to ports of Marienburg, Lothar, Ehrengrad, and Bordlocks. Alright, interesting. That's going to give the High Elves a bit more money. Campaign reduction to the Winds of Magic costs now. Properly affect overcast spells. Well, people don't tend to overcast because of the miscast chance is a bit Dragonfang mounts are now properly available. Alright, cool. So, exploit fix. Fix an exploit where certainly legendary lords could be duplicated in a single campaign. Yeah, we never actually did that on stream, but I've seen people do that. Each allied outpost in Tomb Kings or Beastmen settlement now give +1 unit capacity, making the Tomb Kings the best ally in Total War Warhammer. Being able to get a Tomb Scorpion that costs no upkeep, that's insane. That's awesome. I need to do a campaign and be friends with the Tomb Kings now. Added missing UI tooltips for giant spiders, feral beasts, and I've not really seen many of these, in all honesty. Dev notes: we significantly buffed many units across the undead race, combined with switching percentage-based healing in Warhammer 3. This significantly reduced the impact of crumbling. As a result, we're slightly increasing damage caused by crumbling. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Like they've given the undead a lot, and vampire corruption means you can get units back after anyway, so that makes losing your lord slightly more impactful. Channeling Winds of Magic replenishment. Several races like the channeling stance now have their own method for replenishing Winds of Magic. Good, because that was kind of irritating that some people could have no magic and you could just be like, yeah, I'm channeling, I'll go 100. Whatever, mate. Beastmen. Since I haven't looked at Beastmen, I'm just going to skip over that. Something about Winds of Magic pluses. For the greenskins, based on their faction-wide WAR, will gain Winds of Magic. So the higher you WAG, the more magic you get. That's a nice buff. Lizardmen, like the rest of the Lizardman race, guy now has access to channeling stance. Didn't realise he hadn't got it. Nosk gains 10 Winds of Magic per turn when in a raiding stance. That's pretty decent. Devotion of the Eagle now grants Winds of Magic. Yeah, because it's Tzinch, isn't it? The Eagle is Tzinch. That makes sense. Flagship expansion stance. Only available at sea. Oh, is that like Force March then? Me's are confused. Plus 20 Winds of Magic per turn for own army. Plus 10 Winds of Magic per turn. Forces within sphere of influence. Yeah, that's nice. Wood Elf major settlement buildings now grant magic reserves. Oof. God, that's going to make it harder to buy the Wood Elves. Although they don't have many major settlements, so I guess it's fine. Abduct capacity gas catalog option now offers 5 Winds of Magic reserve. Yeah, not bad. Beastmen. I haven't touched Beastmen, so I'm going to skip the Beastmen. General update. Beastmen no longer unlock Dark Elf ports. Okay. Hey Geo. Torrox the Blast Bull has his momentum fixed. Huzzah. No longer decay after concluding Rampage. Yeah, that's good. Campaign Eye of the Gods events no longer targets an army that does not belong to the player's faction. Do you guys remember what the Eye of the Gods event is? I have no idea. Oak of Ages settlement will now correctly provide unique herdstone building when occupied. You just finished Taurox. Nice. The Fall of Man. Cal France will now spawn during battle as intended. Fall of Man updated the intro camera heights. Yeah, so buggy camera, I guess. Sorry for my justified anger about him being fixed now. You don't have to apologize. I mean, if it's broken, right? You got a right to moan about stuff. Especially if you paid for the game. Okay, so Chaos Spawn, damage increase, gold increase, Giants armor increase, base weapon damage, AP damage increase, gold reduction for multiplayer there. Minotaur shields, increased hit points, Minotaurs, increased hit points, Minotaurs, increased hit points, Butchers of Kaldengard, increased hit points. Faith Crown, Crow Father even, now offers missile resistance instead of missile damage to his army as per Warhammer 2. Cool. We changed the speed of several horse-based cavalry roster, however, Bretonnia hasn't received this treatment until now. Oh, really? Did Bretonnia need more speed? So I'm going to listen to you go over the patch. Well, thanks for being here. Okay, fixed battle program unit cards. No showing in the building for Bretonnia. Rare soft lock that occurred during air battles for Bretonnia. Fixed unavailability. Yeah, I don't really know what all that stuff is. I haven't done much Bretonnia, so let's get to the units, I guess. So run speed on Barded Warhorse is now 3 points faster. Run speed on Reponse Mount is now 5 points faster. Knights Errant 3 points. Knights of the Realm 3 points. Questing Knights 3 points. Gale Knights 3 points. Grail Guard 5 points. Okay, it's faster, but it's not mega faster. The Green Knight's Blade removes the buff melee base damage. What? Removes the buff to melee base damage that the Green Knight does not benefit from. Okay then. Oh, everyone's favourite. Build a demon. The demon prince can now use their basic ports for special port locations. To be honest, it's been that long since I played him now, I don't remember what that actually means. The Fury Diets post-battle captive options now offer an additional benefit. Khorne gives unit experience, Nurgle gives replenishment. Slaanesh gives flavor. What? Britonia needs the old colours back. What does Slaanesh gives flavor mean? Does anyone understand this one? Unit experience, replenishment, winds of magic. Those all make sense. Flavor? Oh, it's favor. Sorry, like, but what's favor for him? He doesn't have favor, does he? He has glory. What's favor? But I like the glory thing. Do some extra now. Okay, well, it's favor. I guess it's favor of Slaanesh. So you get more experience in the Slaanesh? I don't know. It's build a demon. Chaos Fury's cost reduced. Dark Elves. The Dark Elf slave system felt too passive, so we made things a bit more dynamic by removing the slave cap on mining settlements. Players can now utilize the global effect as the cost of the public order to focus on capacity. Okay, so you big overall to slaves, and if you removed caps, starting number of slaves reduced, halved, slave right cost, gold doubled, Kit Kat cost 400 to 6 open market. I haven't done the slave mechanics, so this doesn't really make much sense to me. Several adjustments have been made to slave drain in relation to public orders, so 10%, 25%, 100% accurate. Slaanesh is so spicy that the flavour comes free. Yeah, I'll rename this video to Slaanesh's flavour. You controls the spice, controls the fact. You're not wrong. Slave capacity brackets have been adjusted, so you get more basically. Construction costs change. Yeah, so you get more. Everything's more slaves, more growth, more reduction costs. Doesn't this just make slaves stronger? Wasn't the argument that slaves made you too strong? Anyway. The increased production commandment now has the following effect. Double the growth, so plus 50, slave income 20%, sacrifice to Cain, slave effects have changed, decline from 30% to 50%. Roads now additionally reduce the slave cost by 10%. Building industrial slave train. 100 slaves, slave train rate, -10, -20 to -20, -40. That makes sense. Black Ark slave buildings adds slaves per turn, 10, 20, 40. Farm provides half their growth in slaves' ability. Added small slave capacity, added 5, 10, 20% slave income increase. I mean, it was nerfed, but in the late game, it was still ridiculously strong. So, like, I don't know. Like, the Dark Elves win every campaign. When I'm playing, the AI Dark Elves always win. Like, they are the go-to big faction. No one else is, like, racking up 70 territories like they are. Provides half their public order based on slave availability, slave buildings. things. Public order penalty. Okay, so they're going to cause public order penalties, so you'll get more slaves from rebellions. Okay, slave building capacity decreased. I mean, it says up slavery on the whole. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Gaswick of Aberney Quest now correctly offers a recruitable black arc. Okay, I wasn't aware of these bugs, so that was a bug. Gift of the Witch King now gives experience to a spawned hero. Cool. Dark Elves and Long Victory now grants 15% income from slaves. I mean, you're already winning at that point, right? Do you really want your Long Victory award to be even more cash? Fix Lockyer being wrongly affected by loyalty. Updated character abilities of warp. Stored arcane. Fixed an issue where murderous prowess wouldn't always display in battle. Fix recast carrying crown skill not displaying upkeep for harpies. Marathi will no longer gain the corrupted by Slaanesh character trait. Not much anymore since Lady Corn killed them almost every campaign I'm doing. Oh, really? I'm playing... well, I guess my campaign started pre the Champions of Chaos patch, so you could be right there, Ark, actually. Could be right. Fixed Marathi technology, Festivals of Ruin, Endless Debauchery, Spread Chaos and Undivided Corruption instead of Slaanesh Corruption. Fix Marathi's quest item, Heart Render of the Dark Sword, Spread Curse and Divided Corruption. General update for the dwarves. Rebalance the starting severity of the grudges. Yeah, the grudges were a bit ridiculous. Fixed issues where the grudge severity was increased far more quickly than intended. Good. Moved Bellacar's Vanguard deployment benefit from his Lord's effect to his faction effect. Wait, so his entire faction can Vanguard? That could be fun. An entire legion of vanguarding dwarfs. Dwarfs no longer retain their mohawks after losing their heads, which, let's be honest, was quite the skill. They somehow kept their hair when they were decapitated. Okay. Dwarfs no longer declare war on other AI dwarfs during a grudge too far. I didn't know about that one. Added an army-wide 20% missile block chance. Fix the icon for the forges. Okay, fix unintended cases where cafe yin and yang buildings could be converted into each other. Mao Ying and Zhao Ming no longer have access to active spells or abilities when in their dragon transformation, with the exception of the basic ones. Wasn't this something that they did in the last patch and now they're just undoing it? Okay. The caravan out a gift from Ind now only offers units that will fit within 20 units of the... Yeah, that makes sense. Like, when it was trying to give you 3 guys and you only had 1 space in your army, that was a bit silly. Did he? Oh, well, some people are not going to be happy with Warhammer 3. Like, we've got to be honest, we have his ups and downs, don't we? There have been some disappointments, but it is getting better. Like, shout out if anyone is watching from CA. Like, whoever does the reworks, whoever did the end-turn optimization, that guy deserves a raise. He really does. So, abilities. Fix the Emperor's Wrath. Wrath of Cafe. Compass ability, not causing enemy armies to take attrition in Immortal Empires. That makes sense. Greenskins. Wow. Wow, okay. Don't usually get toxic people in here, but cheers. Greenskins will also benefit from giant buffs. It will, of course, be monitored. Alright. I mean, giants kind of suck. Unless you're Warriors of Chaos. When an AI greenskin faction WAG has completed the event message, will now display the faction in question. Yeah, that'd be nice, because like when it's like WAG failed, WAG failed, WAG failed, and you're like, who's failing all these missions? Pigbar to settlement chain now appropriate. A major settlement. Grimgor Ironite quest for the Bloodforged army is now collected by AI. Grimgor's short victory underwent some tweaks to bring it in line with other short victories. Grimgor's short victory description is now more accurate. The Tower of Torment and the Channelstone region. Short victory objective. Reduce Grimgor's short victory requirements from 6 to 5. I have no idea what this is. I haven't done Grimgor. Why would anyone play Grimgor when you can be Grom the Porch? Fix Grom's cooking ingredients, not unlocking when completing his quest battles at level 15. Fix Grom's Lord Defeat trait, cause terror. Fix Skarsnik's faction effects, not applying 100% experience to heroes. Heresy. That's why you play Skarsnik, for the mega experience buffs. Skarsnik's green screen recruitment building chain starts at level 2. Wizard being able to recruit an idol of God regiments around at rank 2 rather than rank 30. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a bug to me there. I mean, yeah, we'll just try and keep a positive vibe. That's what we're going for, isn't it? So giant armor has been increased. Yeah, it's the exact same changes to the giants as for the other faction. Goblin Wolf Chariot projectiles have gone from 2 to 1. I'm not sure that Goblin Chariot projectiles were that big of a problem. Regiments of Renowned Wolf Chariots now correctly has Strider. Cool. So overall, good for the Orcs. High Elves. Okay. Although they remain capable in campaign, High Elves have been called out for their overall underperformance in multiplayer. Okay. So they're going to make them cheaper in multiplayer. We've also added martial prowess to Sword Masters of Hoeth and Law Masters. I mean, it made no sense that these two didn't have it, but everyone else did. It was weird. Fix some text in our alternative panel. We're upgrading available. Was cutting off. Okay, with language issues, I guess. Legendary Lord quests granting unique items from now grant artillery and missions. High Elf Noble gains influence. Action now grant influence over time. That's like the Everqueen's thing then, when she does a radiant light and she gets influence over time. I mean, I don't think anyone forgets that it's a beta. It's just that they wanted the big map when the game came out in February. And, you know, it's been 6 months. Everyone in martial prowess now. I think the elite infantry get a better bonus now. Like murderous prowess, murderous mastery for the Dark Elves. Okay. I haven't really touched the elves a whole lot. They had martial prowess already, but now they have a better version. Alright, well that wasn't very clear in the notes, so thank you, Gio, for explaining that. Elisa now will now receive Shadow Mage at the start of the campaign. Cool. Plus his starting position has been changed. He starts in Karanka and it's harder to convert it. Alright, let's just have a look where that is then. I have got Warhammer up in the background just for these situations.
Bring me to my men.
Bring me to my men. Where are you guys?
We must preserve this. Serve the Shadow King.
Alright, so he's up there now. Which is better, really, because he was in an awkward position before. I don't know if that's really going to help him all that much, but it looks a bit better. That is coming through on the cam, isn't it? Oh, you know what I've just realised, guys? How long has my webcam not been working for? Is that still a major settlement? I guess we can just press it and find out, I guess. I never liked to leave for now controlling Karen Carr, to be honest. Well, it is what it is. Let's see if this is still a major territory. Or not. Bit of a deluge from the actual notes. But hey, all in all, it sounds positive so far. This still takes a while to load, it seems. Even though optimization, I guess this is the way it is, right? So he starts with the monolith, which is not the capital. Capital's right up there, but he does start at tier 2. Not entirely a bad start. Let's see it go. Yeah. It's got special building only. So yeah, pretty reasonable start really, because you can probably take these easily, right? What's the garrison like? Yeah, that's nothing. And he starts with a wizard as well. Do they have a missile resistance trait? It's probably random, but they probably have a decent trait. Okay, let's get back to the patch notes, because that's going way off topic. Okay, so Lotharium, the grim long-term goal, no longer mimics other high elf goals. Instead, he will need to deal with his rival Grom the Paunch. Yeah, that makes sense. Increases the strength of Arian's secondary starting army, and changed its lord with an archmage and a custom trait. Ooh, nice. Added unit capacity for Mistwalker units and Tory settlement. Removed the ability to build Mistwalker buildings in this settlement. Okay. Mistwalker Dilemma will no longer trigger if the legendary lord who... 4 legendary lord has been converted. Right, okay. Imric. Imric's objectives have a minor tweak to better suit his starting position. Rather than migrating back to Ulthuan, he now needs to encounter all dragons and destroy Skaven, Chaos, and Green factions. Fixing an issue where Imric's dragons encounters wouldn't produce dragons. Yeah, we know about that bug. That's fixed, that's good. The start looks manageable. Yeah, it looks like a decent start. Teclis's starting position has been changed from Emirates to the jungle and has reclaimed the Fortress of Dawn for the High Elves. So, another High Elf move.
Bring me to my men.
He is...
I fight for the greater good. Teclis, Lord Master of Hoeth.
He's right down there. They moved him from there to there. I guess that's because they've moved to Zinch as well, but I guess we're going to get to that in the patch notes. Okay. His victory objectives have a minor tweak as well to better suit his new position. He needs to now gain control over the majority of the Elven colonies rather than taking full control of Ulthuan. That makes sense as well. That's where Karis used to... Yeah, Karis started right there. Did you not realise? Battles. Update to the character model of Talisman of Howarth Quest battle. Assign the correct deployment situation. Rotated reinforcement army. Okay. Update the map for the armor quest with fixed intro camera. Unit costs. Archers cheaper. Light archers cheaper. Elven reapers cheaper. These need more mass. These are terrible. Everqueen Court Guard cheaper. Are you kidding me? These are like the best archers in the game. Herald of the Wind cheaper. Keeper of the Flame cheaper. Lord Master of Hoeth. No longer have martial prowess, have martial mastery. Ah, that's what you were on about, right? Love and Seaguard cheaper. Love and Seaguard with shields cheaper. Phoenix Guard cheaper. Shadow Walkers cheaper. Sword Master of Hoeth cheaper and a better prowess. Talons cheaper. Fireborn cheaper. Grey cheaper. Everything cheaper. Traits. High elf influence traits has been rebalanced, bringing the weaker ones up in power. Okay, that's good. Fix the Leafnar's Lord trait and not reducing the upkeep for Shadow Warriors. Good. Restored the missing units from the High Elf Technology Tree reward in the Porsche DLC. Okay, I wasn't aware of that issue. Items change the mission requirements for Teclis's scroll to defeat Tzinch's army instead of Dark Elves. It's conflict time! While Khorne performs very well in a campaign, their units are often too expensive in a multiplayer environment. Yeah, I could agree with that. And it's not that they're too expensive, it's that they don't have magic. Like, that's the thing, right? If you get them lots more armor and magic resistance, it'd be fine. At the same time, Spawn of Khorne underperformed when compared to Carnival. Manchester Khorne will see significant multiplayer cost reduction. Who's betting Khorne now becomes the king of multiplayer? The Chaos Shrine of Khorne, a similar problem. Yeah, well, it was always going to be a bit dicey. Balancing all the factions together is a mammoth task. Corby's Chariot of Khorne, a correct cost. Skybound Shot Victory reward for Immortal Empires. Winds of Magic has been replaced with the Chainsword. Yeah, that makes more sense than Winds of Magic for a faction that doesn't have it. And all the cost reductions. So we're not going to read all that again. I fell into that trap a minute ago. Abilities, Giver of the Furious Glory, maximum base weapon strength increased from 5 to 15, max AP from 5 to 15 again. Horn of Khorne now plays the correct audio. I wonder what it played before. Mantle Immortals, Blood Crush of Khorne now weakness against fire, which is size. Khorne factions can no longer earn the Chromic Term Artillery. Hello, Sergeant. Kislev. How are you doing, Sergeant? You having a good day? This is taking a bit longer than I thought it would take. So, replace the mammoths with marauder hunters for Karina's starting army that she fights against. That's a good idea. Added sleds and little groms to Erangran's. Yeah, okay. Reduce port costs. I mean, that's a massive reduction, so that's good. Fixed campaign assessment visualization for South and Obelisk. Katrina now starts in the ice sculpting technology already unlocked and grants Faxa access to Ice Court. That's a good idea. Change Kislev technology that requires ownership of settlements to allow for allies to own them. Yeah, that was questionable. The Empire changes are pretty cool. I don't think we've got to the Empire yet. Tool tips acquire factory. I don't think we need to read tool tips. Lizardmen have performed very well since changes were introduced. We keep an eye on them. We consider further tweaks. Okay, general updates. Fixed alignment commandment. Nakai is no longer stonkingly big. Broken visual for Nakai's technology tree has been fixed. Fix an issue where Kyotl's units would not be recruitable if you own the Silence and Fury but not the Prophet of the Warlock. Huh. Tic-Tac-Toe will now receive a skink chief with a unique trait. Ooh. Does make me wonder what these are. You could just tell us if it's a specific unique trait. Krotgar's long victory objective no longer targets Lustri, instead focuses on eliminating the forces of destruction and chaos nearby. Makes sense. Short victory objectives have been slightly tweaked, yeah, because of the above. Fixing an issue where raising or sacking Skaven settlements would not count towards Gorok's Mace quest. Okay. Dekai's long victory focus now reflects properly what's going on. If Clan Pestilence is still alive, once Dekai reaches short victory, he'll receive a dilemma. Add an old world favor value to the old world's panel. Reduce the duplication experience for Nakai's Sentinel Hall building. I like the Kislev changes. Yeah, they sound pretty reasonable, don't they? Seattle. Fix Otiotl's visions. Yeah. On turn 14, you'd get like a tier 5 army to fight. It'd be ridiculous. Quite funny, though. Fix Seattle's teleport cooldown is now limited to 1 teleport per turn. Oxyotle's long victory no longer targets the stream, so it requires completions of 25 hard or medium visions. Makes sense. Lord Croak. Spells now have cooldown. Oh, but like it's supposed to be stonkingly awesome. Is Lord Croak? Okay, well I guess that's a thing. Norska. This time around, Norska only received some minor changes. Ice Wolves in particular, but performance significantly worse than Fleshhounds, while being in the similar cost bracket. Additionally, we also slightly increased the leadership of Norscan and Chaos Trolls. Trolls. So trolls that were good, right? Trolls that are currently good that made even better. General update. Remove the secondary building requirement for all good. Needing multiple buildings to recruit something is just annoying. Moved unlocked for chariot units to the Smith chain. Smith chain affects reduced recruitment costs, local recruitment capacity, global recruitment capacity. That's nice. Offerings chain effects, extra ranks 1, 2, experience 50, 100, casualty replenishment 5, 10. Have I thought about becoming a voice actor? Do you think that I've actually got a decent voice? Are you crazy? Norscan income change from infrastructure 100, 200, 300 to 50, 100, 150. For sure, you weirdo. You wanna get yourself checked out. Too much warp stone in your coffee, mate. From settlements, buildings 40, 80, 120, 160, 200 to 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Ports are unchanged. Campaign dev notes. We can see that players are enjoying Norska now, although there have been a lot of comments about the ease of their campaign. We wanted to retain their naval-based expansion pattern with strong focus on naval pursuits, so we are focused on reducing their land-based economy, which we knew was coming because it was a bit of a bug. This should also put a bit more emphasis on devoting raised settlements to the god without stopping players from increasing a big static economy. Fix some map position in the Norscan monster hunts. Skaggy's settlements in southern Nagarond have been removed and returned to the neighbouring Dark Elf faction. Yeah, I did think that was weird, but it did make Skaggy last a bit longer. Units Beast of Tashnar. Multiplayer cost reduction. Same giant change we see there. Norscan Ice Wolves. Went from 26 to 30 attack. Base damage +3. Armor piercing +3. Multiplayer cost -50. My voice sounds nice as well. Oh, okay. Well, this is the rough down. Dugo needs to drink more at the minute. Foreigners do seem to like my voice, so it has been noted several times. Skills Throgs, King of the Trolls. Skill now applies effects as intended. Nurgle. Here we go, boy. It's slime time. The multiplayer update for Nurgle. Chaos Shrine's more expensive. What? Well, encouraging the inclusion of elite monsters and Chaos Knights in the meta. We don't want knights. We don't want knights in Nurgle. He's not a Nurgle. He needs demons. Chaos Giant. Same changes for the other giants. Cultist of Nurgles costs more. Demon Prince costs less. Knights cost less. Chaos War Shrines of Nurgle capped reduced to 1. Oof. Great and Clean 1 reduced a bit. Soul Grinder reduced a bit. Spawn of Nurgle increased. Yeah, because spawns are ridiculous. And by that I mean ridiculously good. Slime was like Ghostbusters, yeah. Everyone loves Ghostbusters, or at least the original ones. I don't know how people feel about the last Ghostbuster film. It was a bit odd. I kind of liked it though. Okay, Ogres in update 2.2. We went a bit too far by reducing the capture weight of all Organ infantry. I don't really care about that. That's for capture points. We have found open air and sea breeze a myriad a little too overwhelming. Scrag the Slaughter statue has been updated with a more familiar and cramped tunnels. Alright, so Scrag's moved. Where are you, Scraggy boy? Ogres, my lord. Nice. Right there, sandwiched between the dwarfs and the orcs now. Okay, interesting. I like Afterlife while watching, though it was a 7/10 film. Alright, I'm not going to go on a film rant because I'm really passionate about films and TV shows, so I can whinge about that a lot. People have said I should do a podcast for it, but I was just like, eh. Improve the attacking AI's ability to knock down settlement walls. Yeah, improve giants. Yeah. Domination capture weight +2. Domination capture weight for missile infantry +2. Sky Titans now give +1 camp limit for each level 5 camp constructed. Good, because like the limited camps on Immortal Empires is not a good idea. Staying on point, what is this madness? I know, right? Skaven, the mass of the Doom Wheel needs a bump. It don't need a bump, dude. It needs like tripling. Like a Doom Wheel should roll over things. It's a giant wheel. That's what it does. Even if it ran into chariots, it should just go bump and slide over it. I can't believe I lived for a moment where I didn't notice a movie reference and a Ghostbusters one, no less. This is historic. General updates. Warlock Engineer heroes once gain experience a 10-turn cooldown for establishing undercities. Well, I've not even been using them in Immortal Empires. Added missing settlement icons for resources in a strategic location for Crookback Mountain. Okay, interesting. I wonder what that is. Improved Skaven AI construction to reduce the amount of Skaven slave armies. Yeah, so they're not just going to spam slaves all day long anymore. That's going to be interesting. Fixed an issue where the plague breeds from pestilence scheme was not spreading plagues. That guy needs firing. Dev notes, we're continuing to iterate the factions and lord effects of the old world. The goal is to ensure every character has their own thematical playstyle and competitive with mechanical system and original. Yeah, that's really hard. But there's some good changes here, because I had a quick nosy earlier. Quick head check. Clan Morns are known for the most unscaven-like loyalty. Well, technically, that would be Clanish, because you don't betray Clanish, because you die. So they more frequently use Menace Belows as well as cheaper Clarence and Storm Vermin. So he has -2 loyalty. Like, they just talked up loyalty, like, and then it starts there. -2 loyalty for Gracias. Quick no longer steals the percentage of experience from Lord. Yeah, I never needed it anyway. Food costs reduced by 33 for Menace Belows. That's cool. Players can now purchase 5 additional Menace Belows for Queek. Reduced upkeep for Clan Rats and Storm Vermin by 25% faction-wide. Considering Storm Vermin are good now, that's really stonk. I like that. We've also added a reward for capturing Carrick 8 Peaks and tweaked Queek's Lord's effects to be more versatile. 50% upkeep reduction for Clan Rats and Cave and Swords in the Lord's army has been removed. Added a -20 leadership for enemy lords and heroes in the local region. That is going to be massive. If you can take 20 leadership off lords and heroes early game, Queek can absolutely murder the Tomb Kings now. Yeah, I know it's worth stretch stats, but I still want to know what his unique buildings are. Rapid Strength and Marie attack buffs when fighting Dwarfs exclusion now apply map-wide. Map-wide? Map-wide's an interesting term to put. Why is it map-wide and not Lord's Army or map-wide? Melee attack buff when fighting dwarfs and greenskins change to +10 to +10%. Let's just have a quick look at what it says on Queek's profile.
Clan Moors triumphant, yes.
Yeah, I think they mean to put Lord's Army there. I think that's just a miscommunication. Yeah, it says Lord's Army there, but it doesn't say it here. It says map wide. Anyway, that solves that mystery. Carrick 8 Peaks changes. Controlling Carrick 8 Peaks as Queek now grants Frenzy for all Clan Rats and Storm Vermin. Oh man, I only just finished this gaming campaign. Don't make me do another one. Trench Craventail. Trench original bonus for breaking treaties. No longer really worth it. No shit. Okay, so they've changed it to the Betrayal bonus. Right, the Betrayal has been reworked. Trench's faction now gains the following bonus for 3 turns whenever he declares war on someone. That's good. Ambush chance. Did they really need that? Reinforcement range. Cool. Vanguard. Pretty broken since this is all armies now. +1 menace below. Cool. Other faction effects include +3 rank for Storm Vermin has been removed. Yeah, it kind of fell out of place. +1 armor and base weapon damage per unit experience rank for clan bats. Okay, so the more experienced the troops are, the better they are. So you get an extra 9 armor and 9 base damage. Nice. Lord effects added. Devastating flanker for all units. For an Horde faction, that's really good, because the Skaven are just going to be able to swarm around you. Yeah, that's going to be pretty brutal. Thrust's thresh ability upgrade now correctly applies their effects, such as random mutations for Skaven slave units. However, for this to take effect, players must start a new campaign. Yeah, I would have figured you need a new campaign for any of this stuff anyway. Warlock Engineer model is no longer offset on the campaign map after a quick save and load. Okay. I take it that means it disappeared. I don't know why they try and use these technical to like. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna rant. Skaven assessments have their wall towers swapped for tier 3 and tier 4 projectiles has been fixed. Does that mean tier 3 territories could have got tier 4 projectiles? And I never realized, because who builds the tier 3 walls on minor territories? Because then you got a stupid extra capture point. Tretch Travenkale is no longer a Kislevite. That's a shame. That's a real shame. Doomwheel mass has been nearly doubled. I want, dude, you should be thematical. It should be like 1300. Just make a Doomwheel just massive. Like, it just rolls over things. The only thing that should stop a Doomwheel is greater demons. Slanesh. I think some interesting passions were written by developers. Yeah, it's probably written by a developer, and then someone goes through it and rewrites it into English a bit. Apparently me, yeah, but if you upgrade your minor city to tier 3 walls, then you've got 2 capture points, and then it's easier to take the city from you. It made no sense. But they've not mentioned such things as yet, so we'll see if that's going to come after all these. So Slanesh, everyone's favourite purple. I show near absolute dominance in multiplayer, because Slanesh is the best. That's what you're on about. As such, upon units, the Chaos Shrine of Slanesh was reduced, and the Giver of Torture of Glory is going to be reduced. Another bigger performer has been their Hell Striders of Slanesh. Yeah, that's because they have Devastating Flanker. Like, any fast unit with Devastating Flanker is going to be really dangerous. But remain the same price. Hell's good, yada yada. General updates. Slanesh Discipline armies no longer count towards supply line calculations. What? I mean, oh, this is giving me an itch to play Skaven and Slanesh all over again. Nakar can now choose to destroy or subjugate targets to satisfy their victory objectives, as they always should have. Chaos Knights, cheaper. Sorcerers, more expensive. Warriors of Slanesh, base damage reduced, armor piercing added. Alright, so basically they took 12 off there and they gave 10 armor piercing. That's a good compromise. Campaign cost reduced, upkeep cost, which why would you reduce the upkeep cost? Okay, whatever. Multiplayer cost reduced. Chaos Force rank cap changed. Chosen of Slanesh Hell Scourges. half the damage, gee, but given 13 armor piercing. That I'm not sure that's an Earth at all with Devastating Flanker. Upkeep cost reduced, campaign cost reduced, multiplayer cost reduced. Yeah. War Shrine mounts have been upgraded in cost. Multiplayer Demon Princes, Hell Scourges, similar thing where they're reducing the base damage but adding armor piercing. Like, giving all these guys armor piercing is just going to make them even more brutal. Keeper of Secrets, Soul Grinder, yeah, so it's much the same as we saw for the other demons. Disciplined armies are summoned via Slaanesh Unholy Manifestation will now scale in the size based on the local Slaanesh corruption. That's a good change. The maximum damage from torment has been reduced. That's unfortunate, but whatever. The Empire. Alright, this is Carl's favourite one. Some padding has been added to the Empire technology group so they appear nice and neat. I don't care. Empire factions can no longer bypass the 5-turn cooldown on Confederation to the faction mechanic. I don't care. Elect account tweaks. Elect accounts can now be invited to join wars. Shouldn't they have always had that option? Greatly reduce the reinforcement delay and remove the cost of moving the reinforcement points in Empire elected reinforcement battles. Well, that's a nice buff, I guess. Added extra cavalry units to Empire elected reinforcement battles to help with larger map sizes. It's probably a nice change, depending on the cav. Dev notes, previously the player would receive an Imperial Authority penalty when elect account capitals were raised and were not occupied. This produced strange outcomes. For example, it was considered fine if Festus occupied Auckland, but not if he raised it. Yeah, that is weird. Festus has occupied your territory. Oh, it's fine. There's just a big demon guy there. Fix it because this electric capital's been re-occupied. Yeah, region tagging. Players now gift a broader set of regions to their relevant electors, including ones they own elect category. That's a good change. Authority is now gained by returning an elector's capital rather than reviving them from death. This removes situations where it's better to allow a character to die than save them. Yeah, I guess that makes sense thematically. So, you'll need to start you need to start your campaign for all this. It's a 2 gig patch. Fix an issue where Calfran's short wizard will sometimes be aborted. Calfran's will now receive a guaranteed wizard at a random time at the start of his second turn. Alright, cool. Insta-wizard. I mean, I'm not sure he needed it, but cool. Added a missing garrison building chain to Altdorf. That's going to be the garrison we all talked about earlier. Reduce the unlock of Castle Reich in Altdorf to tier 3. Marcus Wolfart's long victory objective now targets Lustria instead of the Empire. Kind of makes sense since he's in Lustria, you know? Why would he go there just to go back? Army spawning from Marcus Wolfart's hostility mechanic will only spawn from certain specific locations. If Wolfhart or his allies occupy these regions, these armies will not spawn. I know how I feel about that. I like enemy armies spawning. Outdoor Conclave of Wizards has been reduced to tier 3. So you get a wizard at turn 2, sorry. And at tier 3 you can get wizards anyway. Okay. The controlled empire can now fully diplomacy with Marienburg, including diplomatic confederation. That doesn't seem very Total War to me. Confederating Empire miners through the Empire political changes now properly obeys the 5-turn cooldown of Confederation. Okay. Voltmar has an increased baseline aversion with undead factions. Tomb King's vampire counts from Vampire Curse. You'd think he would anyway. Prestige gains from battles is now visible in the post-battle screen. Updates the reinforcement locations and players' allies during Amber Bow quests. Nice. Fix the order of Boris Todbringer's campaign skills. Karl Franz. Faction effects now gain 25% prestige from all battle. The best of the Empire skill gives a 5 leadership bonus to various units and replaces the 20% experience. Yeah, the extra experience was to say. Yeah, Lord effects now grants a guarding ability to Reiksguard and Greatswords. Oh man, that's huge. He gives a ward save to Reiksguard and Greatswords. Okay. Cav army incoming. And added 10 charge bonus. Extra cav army incoming. The effect now replenishes in neutral territory. Okay. That's worded badly, but whatever. Items. Guard's morale now grants sundering attacks. 75 flat armor piercing instead of... Gee, that's really good. So 75 armor piercing and sundering, which reduces your armor anyway. Also grants an additional 15 weapon strength when fighting against chaos. And now for the best one. Tomb Kings. Removed vampire corruption from level 3 to the protection chain for Tomb Kings. Added a bespoke overlay for the defeat panel for the Tomb Kings. Fixed a discrepancy between potholes and unit cards for direwolves. Okay. Some slight tweaks to Kalida's short victory, making them more vampire-centric. Etc. will now receive a Tomb Prince with a unique trait. Tomb Kings can now increase hero capacity repeatedly via... Finally! Finally! My god, this is huge. I thought Tomb Kings were really good in Warhammer 3 anyway. This... Ah, man, we might have to do Tomb Kings tonight. I don't know what I want to play tonight anymore. Update the subtitle display for attacks in Arcan's Staff of Nagash quest. Fix unique items in the mortuary cult incorrectly showing the icons representing it could be crafted multiple times. They should bring back the clickety-click game. You mean Cav? Where you're just running around in circles. If you clicked as fast as you can on tooltips when loading into a campaign, you could get rid of them and see the whole loading screen. Huh. Tzinch dev notes. Okay, we're happy with Tzinch's performance. Yeah, it's just going to be a bit of the same, basically. Reduced in cost for big things. Reduced cap for War Shrine. We've heard it all before at this point. Abilities sort of change. Cooldown is now 60 seconds. Recharge when your magic is over 15 seconds. Wind up time 5 seconds. Gift of Arcane Glory. Effect range has gone from 35 meters to infinite. Spell Mastery now gives 20%. Cool. They had it in 2 and they got rid of it in 3. Alright, interesting. Vampire Coast Artillery Crew now play Context Sensitivity VO. What? This sounds like something that should have been rewritten. The dev put that in there. Vampire Coast, sorry. Armies, building, Vampire Count, Siege Towers. Oh, right. Just like me being unable to distinguish the two, they couldn't build the right towers. Fixed a bespoke overlay for the defeat. Fixed an issue where zombie resurrection sound effects could be spammed if multiple entities were brought back to life at once. Fixed incorrect display of exploding unit phase abilities on the bloated corpse. Cool. Vampire counts. Fixed an issue where Chillgeists were not healing from the effects as expected. Removed some unnecessary penalties from Kemler's AI. Fixed an issue where the Belfile aura from the Belfile corpse card would not apply. Updated the hard collision for Blad's Blood Knight Drinker quest. VO voiceover. Yeah, maybe. Being an Ethereal unit, you wanted to make the Banshee's armor piercing versus normal damage output ratio considered. So the base weapon damage is now 0 and their armor piercing damage is now 200. Jesus. Okay, Banshees are good. Matthew Van Glass Science effects granted additional 15 magic damage Magic damage. Additional magic reserve will no longer revert upon loading a save file. Warriors of Chaos. Here we go, guys. Do we actually think they're going to undo some of the insane cheese from the Warriors of Chaos? Or are we stuck with it forever? Let's find out, shall we? So, Warriors of Chaos performing well? Yeah, no shit. Okay, fixing an issue where Arc and Wisdom grants what? Warriors of Chaos fixed. Fix. Yeah, I want to know if there's any nerfs. Fixing an issue causing Warriors of Chaos. Sigval's building and commandments now spread Slanesh corruption. Valkyrie's bloodletting ability at max level now allows casualty replenishment in foreign territories. Monkey Soldier for etc. Fix a number of rifts that can be opened by Bellicoin but that were positioned within impassable terrain. Updated Festus's battle behavior to make him engage more in melee combat than before. Aspiring champions. Even more hit points. Chaos Giants. Even better. Festus Chaos Giant spam cheese still exists. Oh my god. General nerfs. Troll buff. Troll buff and reducing cost for multiplayer. Well, the inclusion of Berriga and the Warriors of Chaos race as it frequently appeared in multiplayer events, we noted that the cost of his abilities have been set properly for the multiplayer setting. Today we're taking steps to address this, so he will no longer be Super Magic Man in the campaign. Well, that's one nerf. Fixed unit undivided, Sigval, armor piercing, technology. Items, Scarlet Armor, max skills required reduced from 500 to 100. Yeah, that's a bit of a change. Well, there you go. They didn't nerf Champions of Chaos. So let's just hope that they buff all the other factions up to be on par. Hey, Crunch. With the zombie fix, I wonder if the Doom stack will still work. No, it's not going to work, is it? Like, it was questionable how well it worked before, in all honesty. Because anything that did AoE damage would screw you up. But yeah. Wood Elves. Added missing Wood Elf units to allied recruitment. Noise. Remove description that states that specific Wood Elf outposts reward in amber. Added missing garrison buildings to Wood Elf settlements. Ooh, even tougher settlements. I do like the Wood Elf maps, actually. Added a starting development kindred point for Orion and Durthu. Action and Lord effects, yada yada yada. Extra movement with a world routes, reduced upkeep for each active war. Wait. -8 upkeep for each active war. That can't be right? You're not telling me, as Orion, if I declare war on 10 people on the other side of the world, suddenly I'm going to get 80% off my army cost. That seems extremely exploitable. And -4% okay for each active war, all other armies. Oh my god. Removed leadership buff in forests. Oof. Removed 15% upkeep. Reduction cavalry units. Yeah, but you're gonna like that is not gonna compare to that. That is replaced by being at war with 2 people. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, this is Total War Orion. Like, how many people do you have to be at war with before all your armies are free, right? If 4%. What is that? Alright, if you're at war with 25 factions, none of your armies will cost anything. That's insane. You just need to send a hero out and find 25 factions. Okay, so far, factions that sound like I want to play them are Tomb Kings, Slanesh, Skaven. Orion's Total War. Orion goes burr. Yeah. The bonuses are addicted and not multiplicative. Well, it says for each active war. So for every faction you're at war with. Right? So 25 wars. None of your armies cost anything in upkeep. And then you just go on a mass murder. And I guess all you got to do to not lose that is to not kill them, but just subjugate them, so they can't possibly threaten you and leave them alive. Changes made to his Wild Hunt duration from 10 to 5, cooldown from 20 to 10. Now start with a Wild Hunt already active on turn 1. Yeah, I'll just declare war on someone. Yeah. But like, yeah, you're gonna quite easily be able to paint the map, aren't you? If your army's costing no upkeep. Let's paint it green. Let's put trees everywhere. Hippie campaign intensified. Orion now gets 50% battle movement speed when the Wild Hunt is active. So he can keep up with Cav. So Orion can run as fast as cavalry. I mean, he is kind of a demigod, so it would make sense. All characters get plus 25% movement range after raising a settlement during the Wild Hunt. Say what? No cooldown to deep root teleportations during the Wild Hunt. Oh my god. Weapon strength and charge bonus effects. All cavalry, not just wild riders. Good. Changes made to the never-ending hunt skill. Draco was heavily focused on the tree spirit side of Wood Elf roster. Durthu left without a clear niche back before he had a real cranky Durthu. It's the architect of the original alliance between the Wood Elves and the Forest Spirits. As such, we're giving him a host of tools to open up new synergies between two houses of the roster. His ancient treatment now provide map-wide missile damage buffs. When casting, both singing and ancient tree men will become more powerful and work together. On top of that, tree men can now also tear down walls. Tree men can tear down walls. Does that mean giants can? Like, I really like. I know it's not going to be good for defending, but a load of the monsters should just be able to trash walls. This theme of synergy extending in Durthu's personal army to his treatment, his tree king, now provides potential area effect. He's encouraged to max units together and minimize the performance benefits. We also felt that Drescher's combination of much stronger treatment and much earlier access to them was probably a bit too much and too powerful combination. Draika and Durthu now get access to treatment at tier 4 rather than 3 and 5. Changes made to the faction effects. Wallbreaker, all tree men. Mastery of the elemental winds, all tree men and spell singers. New passive, Wrath of the Woods, map-wide missile damage buff when casting. Nice. Very nice. Ooh. Sorry, it was just a ping. I need to check something. Okay, we're good. Remove 50% recruitment cost for branch riff. Remove 10% melee attack. Removed. Added passive ability Resplendence of Luminescence. AoE melee buff attack for all treatment units. Annoyance of Nettling. AoE melee debuff for treatment units. Durthu now starts with a spell singer instead of a branch wraith. Durthu now has access to Draca's alternative version of the Forest Spirit chain. Interesting. Warhawk Riders, additional attribute of Vanguard deployment, recruitment time, 1 turn. Oh my god. I've always campaigned that Warhawk Riders are ridiculously good, and they're just making them easier to get. Better. You've added Vanguard to them. Remove the Wood Elf Talon of Kurnos innate trait from spell singers and singweavers. Missile arrangement. Fix the Sister of Twilight not gaining a unique trait when completing their quests. Okay. We're getting there. It feels like maybe this will end. But aren't they only good? No, they're not only good for the Sisters faction. Every time someone said that to me, I've been like, fight me, multiplayer. I'll show you. because they are skirmish cav, they can fire while charging. So you just cycle around the map, cycle charging stuff, and shooting things to death. It's ridiculous. It really is. Their capacity is just too much. Like, I don't know. Apparently, it's perfectly balanced. I just need to do some Wood Elf campaigns and trash people and let people see how good it is, I guess. Yeah, literally, yeah. Well, I was like, fight me. Anyone who thinks they're not good, fight me. All I'll take is Warhawk Riders characters. You say they're good, that their armor sucks. So does Skaven Slaves. I still won a campaign with Skaven Slaves alone. All right, so let's crack on. I don't want to get too distracted. Character experience. I'm going to try and speed things up a little bit. We've been at this a while. Victory type is no longer used as part of the experience calculator. Okay. The NN army is fully destroyed as a result of the battle. It was caught in forced march stance. It could not retreat. It will grant the full amount of experience. Nice. And the formula used to calculate experience has been adjusted to narrow the range of possible experience reward. Okay, heroes will now gain 50% more experience from participating in battles. Heroes will now gain 50% more experience from being in battles. Skarsnik's heroes are fixed so that they now get their extra 100% experience from battles. Oh my god, how fast are the heroes going to level for Skarsnik? Now we're adding a new mentor skill to every lord and hero that unlocks at level 30 and can be upgraded at level to allow them to share portions of their experience among characters of the same type across the faction. Oh, that's interesting. Plus, once you get to level 50, like, that'll allow you to drip feed experience to other characters. Plus, the Lord version of the skill will grant increased experience gain to heroes in their army. Does Skarsnik get this? We're gonna look at this. We gotta. Because that's gonna be awesome. Where's Greenskins? Why am I going blind? There they are. True, but that's why they are balanced. Ah, yes, Skaven Slaves are perfectly balanced. I was talking to someone the weekend about how if you buff their entire stat tree for Skaven Slaves, you can just have millions of them. Like, I feel like we're gonna do the Skaven Slaves only campaign again. I feel like there's gonna be a desire for people to see the suffering. How long have we been going? Feels like we've been going a while. Ugh. I was supposed to get food like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Where's this new skill? Does he get it? He does. That's going to be ridiculous. Oh man, I might do a Skarsnik campaign. I might do every campaign. Give me like 50k so I can just play games for a bit. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, let's calm down. That's gonna be ridiculous for Skarsnik. It really is. Okay, sending it now. Settlement and garment changes. Oh, this is where we're going to start having lots of great moments. All major settlements will retain their walls, enabled by the wall effects primary change. All minor settlements will now trigger a land battle by default. Added an effect that has a chance to turn a default land battle. What? Added an effect that has a chance to turn the default land battle into an unwalled battle. Similar to the wall effect. So it's a chance. The effect has been added to most standard garrison chains starting at tier 2 and tier 3. Okay. The exceptions should remain as they were before. Major settlements in North Carolina do not provide walled sieges, but will change to unwalled settlement battles. Wood Elf Glades still do not provide walled sieges, but will change to unwalled settlement battle versions. Wood Elf Outposts, yeah, okay, we get it. There are some additional changes too. Added a unit of Rexguard to Castle Rake, and just a Rexfort to Rexguard instead of 2. Burghers have access to both garrison change in minor and major, and now are currently available. Missing siege defense tower projectiles have been added for Kislev, Ogres, and Nurgle. Heroes have been added to settlement garrisons. Good, is about time. But so you've added some heroes, but you've not fixed the hero allocation. Okay, well I guess it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was going to be a binary yes/no, but it seems to say that it's going to be a chance. The effect has been added to most standard garrison chains, starting on tier 2 and tier 3. I mean, I don't know if people are going to like this. A chance, like basically RNG if you have walls or not. I think people want to know that they've built the building, that they've got walls, right? It seems a bit weird otherwise. In addition, we have added missing spells to garrison heroes. Finally, additional units of all tiers of special settlements with 3 or 4 active units have been added for the following: AI aggression and game difficulty. Oh man, we've still got like a massive chunk to go. Okay, let's crack on then. Increase general air army aggression to balance between current Warhammer 2 and 3. Added additional difficulty scaling aggressive on very hard and legendary. I'll bet the judge's hat. Tweaked for AI behavior around settlements, now more likely to attack. Increased faction potential bonus for higher difficulty. Added increased XP gained for AI units. Okay. I mean, is this just a cheat? Are you just cheating here, or are you just balancing out from all the changes earlier? Reduce the AI generated diplomacy goals from 2 to 1. Adjusted the AI skill selection for demons in Kislev? Interesting. Adjusted how AI deals with character yin and yang effects. Increased priority for AI to build garrison and wall buildings. AI behavior with commandments that consume slaves adjusted. AI will now be aware of stealth units trying to cap victory points. Yawn. Just take out the victory points if you don't want people to do that. Fix the bug stopping the AI from correctly constructing buildings. The AI will now reliably research technologies that cost money. Remove the bug preventing the AI using their triggerable abilities. The AI will no longer be able to directly declare war on vassals of human factions. Fixed multiple cases where respawning AI factions would become inactive. I had this. I respawned Clan Morse to try and vassalize him, and he just sacked the city repeatedly. Address the bug where the AI would avoid entering a settlement when attacking it. Attacking AI armies in a siege will no longer commit to approaching a ladder if there are other easier methods nearby. Okay, good, because that was just insufferable. Improve the AI's use of agents, which would mean that they are embedding more heroes into armies. That's going to be good and bad, because now you're going to have to fight a lot more heroes. The AI now uses the new dynamic region hint system as part of its evaluation on whether it declares war. You should increase war declaration by distant factions. Various factions have their base faction potential changed as part of the stat. Legendary nerfs to the Barrow Legion, legacy nerfs to the Barrow Legion were controlled by the AI in Warhammer 1 have been removed and no longer necessary. Minor to change faction maps have been prevented from using changing of the ways in IE maps as well as Realm of Chaos. This will likely require a new campaign. I mean, pretty sure you've already said that they put that in once. I guess they'll fix it again. Yeah, I'm guessing that's why they were kind of passive. AI construction changes, higher incentive to construct landmarks, updated AI for the Empire, green screen dwarfs for Vampire North Capitonia, incentive to outsource barracks to minor settlements, Kislev, increased chance of picking unique buildings, avoid construction of basic barracks and cavalry building in cities, higher chance of Boris to build the bear building, incentive outsource Saurus barracks to major settlements to access Temple Guard, fix to the prologue that no one plays anymore, added a new Skaven themed endgame, Black Pyramid Nagash now starts flying when the Pyramid Nagash endgame scenario is triggered. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure I like the siege walls being a maybe if but, and I think people will want to, like, if they build the wall building, they'll want walls. Like, why would you build it now? Like, if it's only going to give you a percentage chance of having a wall battle, I think that's kind of unreliable for a strategy game. It's about tactics and planning. But other than the sieges thing, I guess it's so far it all sounds pretty solid. I'm questioning whether some of the experience buffs are needed, but I guess it'll make it easy for you to level, and that won't be a bad thing. Confederation has been balanced to make it easy to achieve. Specifically, a basic version which players' military strength has been increased slightly, and you will gain a bonus to Confederate if you own a region within the currently active region hint group for the AI faction. Okay, basically, if you probably share a region or a border, plus the penalty to Confederate for the target has nearly conquest 10. Altharion and Ikari now have diplomatic contact at the start of the game. Added a front-end customization option to enable diplomacy, peace, confederation, and endgame scenario factions. What? Added a front-end customization option to enable diplomacy. Oh, is there an option to enable peace for the endgame scenarios? Is that what they're saying there? I didn't see that in the menu.
I command here.
Oh, yeah, so that one. Enable diplomacy for scenario factions. Okay. Have mercy, my crisis. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, imagine, like, I'm playing vampires, so I want a vampire tide, and then I'm going to ally you all, and together we will crush the world. Okay. Interesting. Encountering a vassal faction will automatically count as meeting its master. Good. Fixed an issue where resurrecting factions could not be engaged with via diplomacy. Good, because that was annoying. The gift of vassal option is no longer available if the vassal is dead or unable to resurrect. That makes sense. Reduce public order penalty from 8 to 4 for vassal for confederation. Yeah, doesn't mean anything to me. Added missing army ability, multiple quest battle, fix missing tooltip for battle. Okay, yeah, there's 2 options for multiplayer. Stunning. General update, fix an issue that caused multiplayer games to soft lock when the first turn. Declaring a threat will no longer cause a crash if the allies ask to join the war. Sure. Fixing multiplayer campaign desynced when playing as Green Singer start to finish as a WAG. Playing games now in faction around the Chaos Sandbox mode regardless of the faction restrictions in Realm of Chaos. Teammates in multiplayer accounts now start a trade agreement if possible. A faction be trade. Added choke point battle to the River of Chaos Waste. Oh, nice, nice. It's a little thing, but I'm glad they added a continue button. Like, yeah, I believe that was in the settings in the beta, but I think they just turned it off for whatever reason. Okay, graphics, they fixed a bunch of stuff, hopefully. Audio, they've fixed a bunch of stuff. I don't really care about audio. UI, they fixed a bunch of stuff, good. Settings, specific in-game settings, trigger, localization, increased, yeah, that's just more stuff. Modding, added the ability for modders to unlock technologies using loose script. Looking forward. Auto-resolve minor settlement battles. Yeah, preemptively dodging artillery range attacks. Another issue. Currently under investigation concerns the AI ability to dodge certain artillery range attacks in battle, making it a less viable tool when intended. We're trying to achieve a dedicated balance with this one. Yeah, it's just be better, guys. And by that I mean the players, not CA. Siege battles, deployable structures, reducing the number of minor settlements to address this part of the problem we've identified. In particular, continuing investigating how deployable structures are utilized in siege battles. Our goal is to work on how best to structure this. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I don't really care about audio as a video game. Sound design, avoid trade, true story. Also, I mean, the main thing is that, like, that's not what we're here for, right? I mean, it's good that they fixed audio things, and it does add to the setting and the environment. I'm not dissing anyone who works in audio, but in the grand scale of fixing all the bugs, it's the bug fixes that we want. That's the real thing. But yeah, generally you can work around siege cannons firing at you and stuff like that, and dodging all the time by engaging them or just choosing targets which are really slow to move. I haven't found it to be that problematic, but it sounds pretty solid. Like, I'm interested to see the next campaign. I'm gonna start a new one tonight. I was gonna do my Sisters of Avalon versus the Dwarfs campaign, but I don't know now. There's all these nice changes. I'm tempted to try Skarsnik and see just how fast we can level up some lords with the insane leadership and experience sharing. Although the fact that the soundtrack doesn't have Skaven's song in a 13th time signature. I know, right? Clearly, you need to send him a complaint there, buddy. Get him told. Anyway, thank you all for being here. This has gone on. I thought I'd be here for like 30 minutes, but we've passed an hour and a half, so thank you very much for being here. If you do like Warhammer content, consider subscribing. I'm going to go for a bit. I got things to do, so if you want to go and say hi to Radiant Ash, who's also talking about the patch notes right now. Yeah. And if you want to subscribe, join the Discord, you can do that. It all helps me out. Thank you very much. I'll be doing a stream tonight. Probably Goblins now, I think. Possibly. Oh yeah, let's just have a quick look where Zinch is, because they've moved him, haven't they? Ooh, that changed the thing. Zinch is... Ah, they literally just moved him from there to there. Okay. Alright, thank you everyone. Hopefully I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.